this trend, does it bother you at all when you see like right now this is very recent into the Colby Covington Jorge Masvidal fight just happened, and then Jorge Masvidal just sucker punched Colby at a restaurant somewhere.
Yeah, the sucker punching I'm not down for that at all. Even if there is some sort of an issue that Masvidal has about, say, like, don't talk, you talked about my kids, that was like the one thing or whatever. I'm fine with that. Totally fine with that. Like, to me, that's honor culture things. Like, you should understand that there should be a line that you shouldn't cross in terms of aspects of civility. Otherwise, expect nothing but hostility. And that is a choice. If someone says, don't talk about my fucking kids and my family, and you cross that line, okay. If he does nothing about it, or if he just goes and whinges on Twitter about it, what does that mean? That means nothing. If he goes and like calls the cops, well, he talked about and the cops just go like, well, that's within his legal rights. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. Sorry. Then how do you get him to stop doing it?
But do you think that what
sucker punching him wasn't good? No. He should have been like, I told you it's on. Where if I see you,
I don't think he's
come with me
the
and
problem
come outside.
With that is like if he does that, Colby's going to take him down. And that's what happened in the
deal
fight.
with it.
Yeah, but it's like if you want to fight someone and you fight someone and you lose, I feel like at a certain point in time, you got to accept what happened.
I think there's a way of creating through these conflicts some aspect of mutual understanding and respect, in fact, and that.
Okay, so what does that look like though between those two guys?
I mean, it doesn't look like I don't know them personally. No, that ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. That because again, you hit him when he wasn't looking.
Right.
It's like, well, okay, how am I supposed? Essentially, what you're asking for is for me to give you a certain modicum of respect, and to not pass certain lines in terms of courtesies, because this is unacceptable. How are you going to get them to do that when you cheap shot them?
Right.
It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's like this. I had a guy once that, and it's not happened many times. And, I'm not one to go out there and shit talk people at all. I'm not, because for me, it's just like, well, I don't need to talk shit about you. I'm just going to go out and fight you. If I have a real personal problem, I'll let you know. And that isn't about me getting a fight. It's not about me like, oh, I'm trying to drum up. No.
Right.
We can fight in a professional sense, and that's all good. If you want to make this personal, it ain't going to be professional. It's for real, and you shouldn't do it. And because I don't want to do it. I'm not trying to live my life this way. But if you make this the case, it's for real and it's on. And so I had this guy talking just out of nowhere, just started shit talking me. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy's problem? I don't get it. And so
this is a fighter?
Yeah, he's a fighter. And so I'm just like, what the, I've never said two bad words about this guy ever. Never. I'm not going to talk shit about him. And he just blah, 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 blah. Like, all right. So he starts going in. So I responded in kind and I started ripping on him a bit. He ran his mouth some more. And at the time, I remember my manager that I had, he's like, oh, well, you can go. I go, no. I'm not getting in the ring with this guy so I can make him a bunch of money and give him notoriety and all this after I beat his ass. Like, you don't get to make a bunch of money off of my name. I go, look, we're going to be out at this event. And if that dude's there and I'm here with Hammer, if that dude comes up to me and starts running his mouth, I'm going to tell him once. And then when I see that motherfucker go to the bathroom, I'm going to have Hammer come with me. Hammer's going to block the door and I'm going to fucking tear him apart. I'm going to walk in. I said, I fucking told you, you're looking me dead in the eyes. Put your hands up. We're going. If you can see when we leave, you'll be lucky. If I haven't bit out pieces of flesh out of your body, you'll be lucky. If you can fight again after this, you'll be lucky. But I told you. And my manager's like, what? Don't do that. And I go, it's not up to me. It's up to them. Nothing happened. Nothing ever happens, to be honest. But it's just, don't fuck around with these things. Hold yourself in high esteem, and with that, give that to other people until they give you a reason not to, and then just be like, you know what? I don't fuck with you.
That style of shit talking is infuriating, and you can't say a goddamn thing to him because he's in a character. Yeah. So if he pisses you off, you say something back to him, yeah, why don't you go suck Trump's d-? Be like, I would. Mr. Trump's a good man. I bet his d- tastes like lollipops. He can say whatever he wants.
Colby gets it, man.
Listen.
He gets it. He's full old school Ric Flair with a new style twist, and he's a real fighter, man.
He's a real fighter. He's absolutely one of the best welterweights in the world.
And all this promo stuff that he does, it's because he wants to be. It's because he's a learner. He came and saw me perform at the Improv in Florida. And afterwards, we were in the green room, and he's like, I learned a lot about timing and beats from watching you up there tonight.
Oh.
Getting those, how you get these laughs, using your timing and your pauses and this. I need to do more of that. I'm like, yeah, dude, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have their egos, this and that, or it's just about the fight games.
Not about that at all.
Right. Please tell me you're following Colby on Instagram, right?
Of course I am.
Oh, the best. The videos with the girls where he just comes out with his hands on their butts. Hey, losers.
Hey, nerds. It's straight up pro wrestling. Promos that he shoot. Look at this. He's got a Trump hat on, standing in front of Trump Towers. He's doing these promos with all these girls in bikinis. He's making it seem like he's a goof, and you don't notice along the way that this guy's stomping world-class fighters, stomping them. What he's done is, it's like a master class in promotion for all the young fighters coming up. What people don't know about Colby, what you know about Colby is when you're with him in person, super nice guy.
Oh, he's actually soft-spoken.
He's a great guy.
You know, he's had dinner at the house. We had elk and just polite, soft-spoken.
Yeah.
My wife and daughter, everybody's there just being as nice as can be.
He's a gentleman.
That's who he is.
That's the real guy.
Yeah, for sure.
This other thing is like a character that he does, which is so fascinating.
It works. I mean, I watched an interview him and DC just did a couple days ago. DC gave him every opportunity. He's like, do you ever get tired? Do you ever sit at home and say, could give it a rest and just be? And he's just like, no. He's sticking to the script.
Yeah, he has openly now said it. We talked about it on the podcast, but he's saying it now. He did it on the Candace Owens show. He's like, they were going to cut him. They were going to cut him. They had told him that his style wasn't fan-friendly. And so he beats Damian Maia in Brazil and calls him a bunch of filthy animals. Everybody goes crazy. And they're like, oh, hold on a second. We might have something here. So he talked about it on the podcast. Look, I got to do something. My career is in jeopardy. Like, I'm going to create a character. So he created this character. Like, I've called his fights before. Now, I called his fights early in his career. Before that, he was just a really tough guy who had a great gas tank, who I knew from my friend Cam Haynes. He trains with Cam Haynes.
Right.
So just imagine the kind of gas tank the fucker must have. If you do anything with Cam Haynes, you have to have a crazy gas tank. The thing is about his style, this thing that he's doing, his promotion style, with the cheap suits and the fucking book, you think it's a joke.
Yeah.
But then you watch his fights. If you didn't have any information about him and his character, and you just watch his fights, you'd be like, man, this guy's driven. This guy's fucking driven.
Yeah.
But then you add into that this character, and then everybody's pretending, you know, that, oh, that guy's a joke. That guy's a joke. That joke, he's running over
everybody.
Like, just because you don't like Trump.
Yeah.
And it's a genius thing to attach himself to Trump. What we're seeing is a master class in promotion and adaptation. Yep. He adapted, he created this character. And this character it's so obviously a character, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's so obvious. He's not wearing that suit on purpose. He thinks it's good looking. No, he's trying to be a dork.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a pro-Trump dork. If I was Trump, I'd be a little annoyed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, man, I see what the you're doing. You're making yourself look like a goof because you support me.